Hey everybody, Chris here, 4Directions Bushcraft. Hey, today I'm going to go over how to fire harden chert. Back in Native American, when the Native Americans first lived here, they actually did this within the ground, and they would build a fire up on top of their chert or flint or whatever, and it would actually fire harden. And the reason they did this was to cause more shock wave to go through the chert. The reason they did this was to make better tools and better weapons. So I'm gonna walk you through the steps of how I heat treat my chert so I can practice with it and flint nap with it. And so what I have here is a old turkey baster or a turkey oven, roaster, whatever, and you can tell that I've used it before. And so obviously once you use this for your chert or flint, you don't want to use it for any food again. You know, the reason being it's just dirty, and plus I find all my chert at the river, and so once you start drying it out, it actually releases toxins and moisture, and you're actually drying the rocks out. So you don't want to do this inside, you want to do it outside for that reason. The fumes and stuff might be toxic. Now I don't know that for sure, but you just want to be safe, you know, when you're at home. So anyway, we're gonna do this outside, and I'm gonna lean you down here so you can see what I'm doing. So we have our turkey oven, and it needs to have a temperature dial on it, okay? Because you want to crank it up to 450 after 24 hours of drying. The first setting you want to put it on is about 225. So 225 for 24 hours to dry out your chert. Then crank it all the way up to 450, and I usually do it for 48 hours after that. So this is a long process, and I just have regular playground sand in here. Just regular playground sand, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat the bottom of this turkey oven with about 1 to 2 inches of sand. I usually do it enough so my rocks can sink down in there just a little bit, and I'll show you why. You can fit more rocks in there like that. You strategically place them in there. So about 1 to 2 inches of sand in there. Then you're going to take your chert. Now all this chert right here has been fire hardened before. I'm just doing this as a demonstration. We're not actually going to fire harden it, but if you can see, you see the red in that, the real deep red and browns. This rock was just a normal colored tan rock when I first found it, and then I fire hardened it, and it actually turns that red and those white and pink colors, like this one's really pink. You see how it turned colors like that? So they'll turn colors. The bigger ones you want to put in the middle of your turkey oven. You want the sand to be all around these, so you don't want it touching the edges or anything like that. I'll show you what it looks like close up here in a little bit. The thicker ones you want to keep in the center of the oven. Like this big one would go in the center. You don't want any of them touching each other, and you don't want any of them touching the sides. You see how that one turned colors, real nice colors like that? And so if I struck this, it would cause a longer shock wave to go through now that it's been hardened. It's real, it's almost like, you know, ceramic. So these thinner pieces, what I like to do is I like to stand them up on end and put them like next to the edge, on the edge of the oven roaster itself, the thinner pieces. The thicker pieces go in the middle, and the reason for that is the center of the turkey roaster is going to get the hottest. I like to put them in the center. I find that it does better for me that way. I have less breaks, because you will have some of these that want to explode because of the moisture within them. That's why you don't want to crank your turkey oven up to 400 degrees to begin with. You want to slowly dry these out, because they will explode within here if you heat them up too fast and for too long. You want to dry them out slowly at 225 degrees for 24 hours first. Then you'll have less breakage, and you won't hurt anything. So these smaller pieces I put around the edge like this. Alright, so hopefully you'll be able to see this. I can't hardly see because of the sun, but these smaller pieces, you see how they're not touching the edge. They're away from the edge. Now I could put more in here strategically, but this is how I would set it up. Thicker rocks in the middle, thinner rocks on the outside. And what I'm going to do is, you can see this one's not touching the edge either. What I'm going to do is fill in all the voids with sand. And basically what that's going to do is it's going to surround them all in sand, obviously, but it's going to cause this to turn into a kiln. So you use the playground sand as a kiln with the turkey oven. It works really well, actually, and you can fit a lot more rocks in here than you think. I have a lid that goes over the top of this, and that's what you want to do. You want to cover it up with a lid, but the lid is domed, which allows me to pack the sand in a dome-like fashion. So I can pack the sand all the way up to here, and so I could fit like 30 rocks in here, I think, something like that. So I have tons of chert that I practice with. Some of this is good, some of this is crappy. Now this is not at all like the flint that you're going to get from like Texas or you know, Georgia or stuff like that. I mean, Texas chert or Texas flint is pretty good. I mean, you can find really good stuff. Of course, this is not at all like obsidian. Obsidian is actually made by lava that poured into the ocean, and it cooled at a really quick rate, and all those minerals in there solidified so quickly that it almost turns into glass, and that's what obsidian is. It's super cooled, or super fast cooled, actually a lava spill. So, but this is chert, Missouri chert, that I found at the river. So the quality of this is not very good, and the reason for that is it's got a lot of air pockets in it and a lot of damage within the rock itself. Now some of this is okay, but you go striking some of this and they break funny and they break all apart, or the shock wave will go through it but not all the way, and it'll stop. So the difference is the quality and the ability to make tools out of this. So you can make tools out of this, and like the Osage Indians and all of them, they did that within Missouri, but Texas chert and all that is going to be a lot better quality. But this is good to practice with and make tools out of. I've made a lot of tools out of these. You just keep on pouring the sand in here, and you just fill the voids. And that's as easy as it gets. I mean, nothing to it really. You just fill up until you cannot see the rock anymore. You don't want to see any rocks. The secret to this is the 24 hours at 225. Right after that, you're going to put it 48 hours at 450. Then it's going to take another 24 hours to cool. You don't want to take these rocks out when they're hot. This sand has got to be all the way cooled down, and it takes 24 hours at least for it to cool. So you're looking at 4 days there for each batch. So you want to be sure to put in as many rocks as you can. Of course, I'm addicted to all this, so I have a lot of it, and I practice with it all the time. I'm just now getting to where I can kind of nap out an arrowhead each time without breaking it. It takes a long time to really master this, and I don't think you ever master it. It's just, it takes a long time to learn it. So the Native Americans that did this were, I mean, those guys were those guys were unbelievable, you know. And they did it out of necessity. They had to make weapons. They had to make arrows to kill, you know, to eat. So they did it all out of necessity. So necessity is the mother of all invention, and these guys really spent their lives doing this. So, and it was their life. So they really pretty much mastered this. But I'll tell you, doing this underground would take even longer. You have to build your fire, you have to cut your wood, you have to maintain the fire, you have to, you know, fire harden these for you know, a few days, and then let it all cool down. Because if you pull these out hot, which is going to be hard anyway, but if you do pull them out hot, they will explode as well if they cool down too fast. So anyway, you see that it is totally covered. This is how you want it to be. Now, if I was doing a batch of this, it'd be totally full. Okay? And then my lid would go on top. And then you just bake them, and that's it. That's how you make a homemade kiln. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on this. This is just normal playground sand. Okay? And a turkey oven. Anyway, that's it. So that's a quick video on how to dry out your chert and fire harden your chert. So thanks for your views, your comments, and support. And you guys have fun out there. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.